Hey everybody, Roddy Nabulsi with Harrison Reno. We just got done listening to 5 Georgia coaches come in and speak in this room. Very interesting. We had Mike Bobo, Glenn Schumann, Todd Robinson, Todd Hartley, and then Kirk Benedict, who started off talking about the special teams. I thought it was kind of interesting that that guy is fired up. I mean, he's excited about his special teams. They had the all four all SEC preseason predictions went Georgia's way, so he's got a clean sweep. He's really excited about special teams.
Yeah, I mean, it almost matches their culture in terms of, hey, we want guys who play special teams, who want to play special teams. And we talked about the two gunner positions. He was saying the, lasting impact with Arian Smith and Dom Lovett is that those positions are badges of honor. That they don't have to worry about guys not wanting to play special teams because of what they did on the field.
Yeah, and Kirby Smart was at practice, yelling about how I lost the two best gunners in the history of special teams, and I'm looking for two more. One of them that we reported this in UGA Sports the other day, and one of our little behind-the-scenes nuggets was he's got one, and the guy's name's KJ Bolden.
And you asked, because I remember you came in here, and I asked you, I was like, hey, I saw you said KJ Bolden, and I was like, I'm a little surprised. They're not worried about with their depth at safety, about him getting hurt. And
they got one safety.
Yeah.
They have one safety.
And you asked him today, and Kirk Benedict said, not at all.
So Kirk is more
optimistic
than I am. I'd be worried knowing that he has to replace a lot of production at the safety spot,
It's not his position, not his problem.
Yeah. It is. But I guess the headlines, though, and the reason everybody would be tuning into this video is, what did Mike Bobo say? We've been waiting a year to grill Mike Bobo. I mean, we got to talk to him at the Sugar Bowl. Of course, then all the questions were about, hey, you just lost Carson Beck. What are you going to do with Gunnar Stockton? The real question comes down to, why is the offense going to be any better this year? Your offense was not as good last year as it has been. Now, the year before, it was fantastic, at the top of the league. Number 2, only behind LSU 2 years ago. Last year, it was not. What was your vibe from Mike Bobo?
A lot of things of emphasis, and I think that's been the vibe throughout camp so far over the last week, is they are not giving away much in terms of, other than the fact, hey, they're getting back to the fundamentals in terms of, like, you feel like last year was a very identity-less offense, a lot of un-Georgia-like issues. They're getting back to the Kirby Smart ways, which was, hey, we're going to run the football, we're going to stop the run. And it seems like he was kind of giving more hints in terms of, like, hey, last year the problems with the run game were the offensive line didn't play together. There wasn't that cohesion. This year, even without the 4 starters, he feels like there's cohesion right now.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, he did say, look, one of the things we have to do better is we have to run the ball. That's going to make it easier on my quarterback, which is very true. So he wants to get back to that kind of, and he called it Georgia football. He said, look, you've got to have that, not even in their identity, but he's like, we have to be able to do it. And that was the biggest issue last year, besides the drop passes. The drop passes, I won't use that, say that's not an excuse. That was the reason Georgia struggled. If you drop a pass, it destroys your drive. It is not only a loss down, but it just kills any momentum that you're trying to build. But there were times when, okay, you dropped a pass, but still 3rd and 2. Because on 2nd and 2, you took a shot. 3rd and 2, you're still supposed to get it. That's why you feel like you can take that shot on 2nd and 2. And they couldn't do it. Mike Bobo just seems to, I won't say all of a sudden, he said, we've got to be able to do that. So are they going to?
I think it gives you confidence that they're putting so much emphasis on it, because it's not often over the years where you see a Kirby Smart team really focus on one thing and talk about something publicly and not follow through in terms of improving on it. I mean, you look at over the years, especially with the run defense, the last time they ranked in the 30th in the run defense, they jumped up to number 1 and number 2 for the next 3 or 4 years in a row. I'm not sure if the run game's ever going to get back to what you have with Nick Chubb and Sony Michel and those guys, but you feel some sort of confidence in the fact that, hey, they've looked in the mirror and they said, hey, we have to do this better, and they're being pretty forward-facing and public about it.
Yeah, challenge the whole team. They, as he says, Mike Bobo kept saying, that's a point of emphasis, that's a point of emphasis. A lot of times they don't really come out and announce that, because that leads to, hey, you said it was a point of emphasis, before
expectations.
Before the season started. You're ranked 102nd in the nation. You obviously can't emphasize for crap. So again, the coaches don't like to put themselves out there unless they plan to back it up. I think it was interesting talking to Glenn Schumann talking about the run, and he came down and kind of explained it like this. Georgia was having a hard time stopping the run last year, and he actually said, we have a issue with tackling. We can't tackle, or we couldn't tackle. Thoughts?
That was his, I mean, what was it? I think Brent Riles posted on Twitter in our thread. I think they had an 82.9 tackling efficiency grade on PFF, the lowest of the Kirby Smart era. So, I mean, statistics that we have back up with apparently what they have.
All right. Well, there you go. Last but not least, we'll talk about Todd Hartley. He was the guy that came in. We're just extremely excited about everything he was going to do, and wanted to run 13, 14 personnel. I like it. Not 14. He wanted to do 12 and 13.
I mean, that's when they were at their most successful. They had multiple times on the field. I mean, the questions really going to come down to they don't have, and Kirby talked about this last week, they don't have the true Y that they had in Darnell Washington. So can they get a Y that's as effective in line as Darnell Washington is? And if they can, we know they got the athletes on the outside at tight end to go play.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. Check out the Todd Hartley interview. You will not regret it.